We want to get started right now in South Carolina because the Department of Social Services announcing that full SNAP benefits for November will be issued starting tomorrow. This after President Trump signed a funding bill to reopen the federal government Wednesday night. Joining me right now is Connolly Ann Ragley. She's the Chief External Affairs Officer. Connolly, thanks for joining us here, top of the hour on Live Impact News.
Thank you. Good morning, and thank you for having me. Again, as you mentioned, the South Carolina Department of Social Services has been hard at work. And with the federal government reopening and President Trump signing that bill late on Wednesday, we sprung into action and we're ready to go. And we can say that right now in South Carolina, waking up this morning, 183,907 households have their full November benefits on their EBT cards and are ready to be used at retailers throughout the state. And we expect the remaining issuance for the remaining households that normally receive their cards and their disbursements between the 15th and the 19th. We expect to issue about another 80,000 households in the next coming days.
That is really great news, Connolly, because there was so much uncertainty and still is. And a lot of folks are not receiving them until late next week. How were you able to resolve things in South Carolina so relatively quickly?
Well, so the Department of Social Services, we have over 4,700 professionals, over 70 offices. And one of the things that is just truly amazing about our agency is our professionals truly care. They are ingrained in their communities, involved in their communities. I like to remind folks that I guarantee that you know someone that receives SNAP benefits. Maybe they sit behind you in the pew at church, or their children or grandchildren play with your children. You may work with them. You may do other events in your community. And so South Carolina DSS was ready. We had a couple of scenarios laid out that if the shutdown continued, we were authorized to issue a partial benefit based on some calculations from the federal government. But we were ready to go. We had all of our ducks in a row. And as soon as we got word from the U.S. Department of Agriculture on Thursday at noon, we had already pushed the button with our third-party vendor and announced it to the public at 1:30 yesterday afternoon that benefits would start being paid out starting today, Friday. And so it's really just a testament to our staff, to our professionals, because we know that families need this help to supplement and help put food on their table. And so what better way to continue to serve South Carolina and be ready to go as soon as we got the word that we were able to push the button and really try to bring some normalcy, because that's really over the last 45 days that the federal government has been closed, try to bring some dignity, some humanity, and some normalcy back to families.
That is fantastic news to hear for so many families in South Carolina. Looking ahead, and if this were to happen, because the funding is only through the end of January, a message you want to let SNAP recipients know about their EBT cards, what is that?
So, a couple of things. First and foremost, the legislation that was signed on Wednesday night guarantees SNAP funding that will continue through September 30th of 2026. So there are some other provisions in the bill that just funded government until January of 2026. But the appropriations bill signed by President Trump does provide funding for SNAP through September 30th of 2026. So I hope that we never have to do this again. This was the first time in history that we've ever had to do this. Even when the government closed in December of 2018 into January of 2019, Congress made a provision to continue SNAP. And so hopefully with the signing of this bill and that guaranteed funding through September 30th of 2026, that will be something that households, not only in South Carolina, but North Carolina and across the country, don't have to worry about that scenario again. And I would say too, just because there's money on the card on your EBT card, there are still scam artists and folks who are try to take advantage of families. Frankly, they steal from families and individuals with disabilities, with children, with senior citizens who really need these benefits the most. And so, a message that I would say is yes, SNAP has returned in South Carolina and is returning across the country, but now is not the time to let your guard down. It is a time to protect your card, your SNAP card, your EBT benefits, because there was a provision in federal law that allowed agencies like us at DSS in South Carolina to replace benefits in case they were electronically stolen or scammed off your card. That provision expired on December 20th of 2024 and has not come back. And so we remind families, protect that card, change your PIN number frequently, lock your card. So if you know you're not going to the grocery store, you're not making any purchases today, go ahead and lock your card so that in case the number is compromised, that they cannot drain your card of benefits. And also, lastly, I would caution families in South Carolina that if you do have an EBT card, make sure, and if you want to track it with a third-party app on your smartphone or smart device, make sure you're using the Connect EBT app. That is the only app that is certified by the state of South Carolina and is put out by our vendor that helps with cards. Because if you go to the App Store on your Android or Apple, there are hundreds of different third-party apps to help you track your benefits. And to use those, you have to put in your card number and your PIN number. And so we cannot verify that those additional third party app monitoring services are not stealing your information or that they're not compromised. And so, my number one message to families would be safeguard that card, safeguard your benefits, take immediate action to make sure you're using the correct, app. The Connect EBT app, again, that can be found on Android and Apple. Make sure you're using the official app and not something that could possibly compromise your benefits or your card.
All right, where should people go for more information or if they have any questions about their issuance dates or benefits?
Sure. So all of this information is on our website at dss.sc.gov. We've also got notices out to our social media accounts on Facebook and X, as well as Threads and Instagram. So I encourage folks, and don't forget that we have a lot of services at the South Carolina Department of Social Services that are available online 24/7. So whether that is SNAP or looking at your child support case or applying for other benefits, we've got great online portals because we really understand that not everybody can come into an office from 8:30 to 5. Maybe there's transportation issues. Maybe there's work issues. And so we've moved a lot of things online that are available 24/7 because we really want to meet our clients and our customers and give them the help that they need when they need it.
All right. Encouraging news. Over 183,000 families receiving their benefits today, and then 80,000 more next week. Right, Connolly?
Yes. So if you received your benefits and your normal distribution day is between the 15th and the 19th of the month, you will see your monthly deposit on your normal distribution day. And so there'll be some coming today and the rest of them through the 19th. But so far, already this morning, 184,000 households have received their full benefits, not a partial, not a percentage like some states did. This is your full allotment for your household.
All right. Thanks for caring. Rock Hill's own and former WCNC intern is my understanding,
yes.
right?
Many moons ago, yes.
An OG. Connolly Ann Ragley, appreciate the encouraging news from the Department of Social Services in South Carolina. Thanks.